Bank Holiday Friday. That means only one thing: Lotus Elan work. I was planning on doing a little bit of maintenance to the bends, but the bends bits haven't arrived, so sadly no. So I was doing a little bit of work yesterday, and I didn't film it, on the roof. So as you can see, the witness marks of where the tape used to run, I thought that looked unsightly, and I also want the option where, if I want to, I can take the roof off quite quickly. So I quite enjoyed it. So these are, well, that is already a nut and bolt, whereas that is a large roofing self-tapper. I've ordered some really nice dome head, black cap head bolt things to do that, and I've got a very thin bit of weather strip in between here. Hopefully that is a good enough seal. I bought a brand new bit of weather strip sealing to go around here, but on reflection I've decided not to fit it. I mean, first of all, it gives a much cleaner line, and I am planning on painting this red at some point, so the line's much cleaner, the roof sits lower down, so it's better everywhere. The guy who had it before me put the seal on and then mounted through that hole into, higher up, so that's going to be redundant, and that's going to be redundant, so they can be filled. But what we will do is use the original mounting point. So you pull the roof down, and then I will mount that through that hole there with I'll put a hook in a bit of threaded bar, so I can basically just put it in, then tighten the nut up, and then it will be 1, 2, and then 3, 4, 5, and then hopefully the roof should lift off. So if I'm at a track day and there's someone friendly with a truck and a trailer, I can just leave the roof attached to that so it doesn't blow away and have some top off fun, which seems much better. And yeah, I think the green may stay for this year, but my friend, and I'll put a link or a picture in of the car he sent me a picture of a red Elan, silver bumpers, red roof, silver wheels. Granted, it had wider wheels, and I think it's on a 26R setup, but it looked amazing, and I'm like, yep, that's what I want. That looks great. So I'm going to go red roof, red car. Those wheels are going to go to a really, really bright silver, and then repaint the bumpers to make those a bit better. Change the inlay here to make that, chrome again. I'm tempted to do the windscreen, but I might just leave it be, because it's almost part of the car, that seal. You see a bit of the weather strip where it pops out at either end. But yeah, so that's the plan for today. And then we have the brakes need another bleed because the pedal's still quite soft. I'm hoping it's just air in the system rather than another knackered master cylinder. And then after that, because it's a lovely day and weekend, I'm going to wheel it out and we're going to start phase 1 of the fiberglass repairs. So that's the schedule. Oh, and there's one more job that I've done during the week. I got a new gauge because my last one failed. Currently seeing if someone can repair it. If you know anyone, let me know. But this gauge is actually meant to be over there. It's always been here in my car, and it's always popped out at an angle, and that is because the capillary tube for the oil pressure actually hits the heater matrix, so it pushes it out. So I've mounted it flush and flat, but it means it's at a pissy angle. So if I want to do it properly, I'm going to have to move it back to where it should be, and the AFR gauge can come over here. But that is it's a dash out job, and I'm just trying to remember. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bolts, center console, the trims. None of that is too challenging, and then probably just dropping the steering column down. I've got a lot of wiring to tidy up there, as you can see, so depending on how the other jobs go, I may do that too. But this is currently 5 minutes long, which is a very long time for the intro. Oh, I'm going to resync the carbs and just check that they are running the right mixture. Just check that out. Listen to that. Yeah, boy. We get in there. We may be tatty, but we're a solid, usable car. I've been incredibly bad at filming. But as you can see from the bolts, I abandoned all plans to use this hook because it was just pulling the roof in all sorts of funny directions, and yeah, the bolt holes lined up, so just shoved the bolt through. Simple, works. Taking it out for a drive, there isn't really any more wind noise than there was before, so I'm a happy boy. So I'm going to take this door to bits, get some glass fibre on the bits, and then you know what, I'm probably just going to call it a day there and just drive the bloody thing. Fed up of working on it. I want to enjoy the car. Well, that didn't take very long at all. It's almost like I've done this before. I can't remember what time it was when I started, but maybe yeah, it's more of the original killer. Maybe not that long. Right, time to get some fiberglass on. Wish me luck. Right, this is going to be a proper meat and potatoes fix. So I'm going to rough up the area around the holes, clean them with some methylated spirit, and then just lay some fiberglass over. You know, it doesn't have to be particularly strong, it doesn't have to be particularly neat, because all of the finishing will come from the other side. So yeah, just want to get some backing behind it, then I can fill it from the front and then smooth it and paint it. By the way, weather is absolutely glorious. Also remembered I had a little crack up here, so I'm just going to put a bit of glass and resin in that. See down there, or is it better from down here? Giving it a good old rough up with the paper. 3 cleans with that. So yeah, that's what we're faced with at the moment. I'm afraid I think he's going to have to go. He's not going to survive. He's not going to survive this operation. But I've only done a little bit of fiberglassing before. Well, you guys have all seen it on the channel if you watched back that far. So I'm not a pro. It's going to be messy, but as long as it's strong and effective, that's all that matters. And we get some cardboard to put down so I don't get it everywhere. And crack on. Right, I've pre-cut some bits for the different size holes. So you should be able to see that will nicely cover it. So I'm going to mix up some resin and this cheap little brush. I will then brush, sorry the focus isn't good, brush all the resin on, and then stick my fiberglass to it, and then from once that's hardened I'll add some resin to the actual glass sheet from the other side just to stiffen it up, being careful not to protrude, and then I can build it up gently with either more fiberglass or use fiberglass filler. Well, that's the plan anyway. Right, 20ml of resin with 2 pea-size bits of hardener mixed for just over a minute. Going to slather it on and see if I can't make a awful job of this. It was all going so well, and then it went rock hard very, very quickly. That one I'm pretty happy with. I think that'll be fine. This one doesn't quite have the resin coverage that I'd like, so I need to see to that, and I think doing it in the direct sun was a mistake in retrospect. Right, I got on what I can. This one I think is absolutely fine. I'll be able to put some in that and fill that hole. This one isn't as strong, but I can apply resin from this side because it's just so hard to get in and around and on with something that's really sticky and will ruin anything it touches. So I'm going to do the rest from this side, and I'm just going to leave it to go off first. I'm going to build the door back up and then attack it. And it is 13:58. All right, just over an hour, and the door's back. That did make a funny rattle, didn't it? Oh, bollocks. Don't know why it's doing that. Wasn't doing that before. But anyway, yeah, I've got the fiberglass exposed, and that's hard. That's not quite so hard, so you're going to need to build this up a bit, and yeah, then I'm going to do it another day. So I haven't, even if I did it today, I haven't got any paint, and I'm not sure. I know I can leave fiberglass out to the open, I'm not sure I can leave filler. So yeah, that's where we're at. Alright, here's 3 layers to go in that hole. 3 layers in there, and 2 in there. So I'm just gonna take these out, and yeah, I'll wait till the sun has gone behind the house before doing the fiberglass thing, because it's just gonna go off really fast, and it will no doubt cause me to get the job wrong. So yeah, but I'm just planning on glassing these in, nice amount of resin, keeping it below the surface, and then just leaving it till I'm ready to put some filler over it and then paint it. But I've got to get some paint match for the car first, and obviously I'm going to do the roof. So yeah, we'll have some painting done, and then maybe tack the little snot goblins on my arches too. Well, look at that, a fudge 99. Been doing some work. I promise there will be some Benz content soon. It's a very nice car, that is. But yeah, cutting the lawn while waiting for the sun to go around the back so I can get some fiberglassing done. Okay, progress update. Got 3 layers in there. 3 in there and 2 in there. I'm just about to wipe the excess off with some of my methylated spirit. Everything's gone really well, apart from the door has developed the rattle again, which I don't think I can face doing today. So I'm just going to wipe this down. Not that it matters, because it's all going to be sanded when it gets painted anyway, but I figure wiping it off is going to be easier than sanding it, so I'll do it properly. Alright, well, I've spent the rest of the afternoon re-bleeding brakes and test driving it and everything. Things touch wood, touching my head seems okay. This seems fine. It's, yeah, that's perfect, and that has gone really well. That's exactly what I wanted, because what I reckon I can just fill that with fiberglass filler, prep that area, spray it. Job's a good one. This area, obviously the number board's going to come off, but the main reason the number boards are on here, so I dropped a ladder on it and took the paint off. So if I can fix that at the same time, maybe I'll take the number boards off. And for people moaning that I treat this car like shit body white wise, I mean, that is a very good indication there of just how many layers of paint and shite are on here. I think that isn't even fiberglass, and then you've got that light blue, dark blue primer filler. You know, it's had a hard life, this body, so that's why I kind of feel I've got a license to, you know, just use and abuse it, really, because it's 15-20 grand if you want to get this looking mint. The whole thing would have to come back to bare gel coat and start again, basically. But as it is, you know, I've done what, 70 miles in it today, not a problem, it's fine. So I'm thinking of putting the GoPro on the outside and maybe getting some different sort of footage, but I'll probably won't, and I'll just punt this out as a nice cheap quick video, and you can join me for when I do some painting, because I'm also going to be doing these bits, painting these, because that will change the look of the car quite a lot. If you can just make that all one colour, rather than patchy, blocky crap. It'll smarten it up no end. You know, it'll be a 20-footer still, but a much nicer 20-footer. So yes, reasonably successful day. Danny DC2 was an advocate of these. Yeah, pretty good. Same problem that all of them have, and that is they suck air past here, so you never really get that clean shot of brake fluid, but the brakes feel a lot nicer, so I'm happy to I'll be happy to track day this as it is now, really.